Good noon, everybody. Pips in it. Hello, and all that malarkey.
Who's here?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some people here. I have to like move things to do that.
Oh dear.
Oh my God. How long? Oh well.
All right.
I think there's an awful lot of people here. Let's
Carol,
have a.
Cass, Peggy.
Oh my gosh. Well, Sean, Gilda, Savannah, Laura, Susan, Helena, Kaz, Peggy. And more Laura, and everybody's having a chat. I guess they started before we did.
Oh, no Carol. I
No
thought
Carol?
It said Carol.
Cass. Not
Yeah, I
Cass.
got Cass.
Well, yeah, maybe Carol will join us. I don't know. It's all good, isn't it? And hello, Jonathan and Zaire and Hinda, whatever, and Ruthie and Mel and
All the names
Steffi
we
and
can't
all
read
those
on
people.
TikTok.
Going past so quickly, I can't keep up at the moment. So welcome everybody on the Tick of Talk. It does take them a minute to sort of
And
get
Wendy,
known.
hello.
And Anna has joined us as
Yeah, I
well.
got
Anna
her
Marie.
too.
Okay. Happy
All right.
Labour Day.
Goodness me, that's
Happy
a lot.
Moon Day. Happy Everything Day. Yes.
Wow.
Gosh. Hello on the Tick of Talk. As we pointed out, we are the most stimulating people you have ever watched in your entire lives.
All right.
Moving on. There's lots. Pray continue.
The taroscopes will be up later today.
It's on my to-do
They are
list.
written.
It's on my to-do list.
But I think I'm going to start by saying, if you thought 2024 had been entertaining so far, holy crap, September.
It's not even Rocktober yet.
Okay, so things are going to be a little crazy. Happy new moon today.
It is. Most auspicious.
Late today is the Virgo new moon.
New moons.
And it is a time for setting intentions, starting new things, paying close attention to detail, and allowing yourself to kind of just state some things, right?
Just state. We're going to just state some things. They just joined. Everybody's having a chat amongst themselves, apparently.
That's awesome.
It's good.
All right.
Carry on. Do your own show.
So the first thing I want to point out is that Uranus is still activating Al Ghul.
Oh, dear.
And we've had lots of talks about this. Oh, I see Logan is here too.
Oh, hey. Hello, Logan. Welcome.
So Uranus is still activating Al Ghul, and it is going to station. It's going to go retrograde. So it's going to station. It's going to be still. And for the entire month, it's really not moving.
Oh, bugger.
Right? Because Uranus moves very slow. But so we have that, like that undertone of
Chaos, panic, and disorder.
no, stop, look, and listen is what I'm going to say.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
then.
it is chaos, panic, and disorder. But I'm going to say our survival of that is stop, look, and listen. Right?
Yes. Avoid
So-
the chaos, panic, and disorder by stop looking
So
and
it's
listening.
really, really important that we continue on our spiritual journey and we don't lose our minds, because
our
we're
heads.
going to really be pressured about this.
Yeah.
Okay? So all of the outer planets, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, are all retrograding this month. So the outer planets are trying to slow everything down. They want us to redo everything. They want us to wallow in this inertia where we can't get anything done.
Oh, I don't know. I'm getting stuff done.
The inner planets,
I'm going like hell for leather.
they are. So Mercury has come out of its retrograde and it's going to finish its tour of Leo, and then it's going to plow through Virgo, and by the end of the month it's in Libra.
So hitch
Mercury
your ride
is
on
going
Mercury.
to
eh?
go crazy.
It's gone
right.
ape.
And the aspects that are happening, that most all of the things that are being highlighted are squares and semi-squares.
Ooh.
So they're, like, don't run into the sharp things, right?
Corner of the table hurts, doesn't it?
And one of the really kind of intense, sharp things we're going to have to deal with is Mars moving into Cancer.
Oh, that's not
Now,
a comfortable fit,
It
is
is
it?
not a comfortable fit because
dear.
Mars is this very masculine, aggressive, pushy, driven energy.
And Cancer wants to bring
And
its mum.
Cancer wants to nurture everything.
Mm.
And I would liken this aspect of Mars wearing Cancer to promoting mama bear energy.
Oh,
Right?
that can be scary.
The only time a mama bear wants to eat you is when you're trying to mess with her cubs.
Yeah, don't get in between a mama bear and a cubs.
And because
good.
of the other energies that are going on, it's kind of like we're trying to birth these ideas. We're trying to raise these cubs. We're trying to bring these things forward.
Yes.
And Mars is possibly going to make you a little more aggressive than you would like to be. A new moon gift for Celtica. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very,
we were out there
very
working
much.
yesterday.
We were.
All right. Oh my God. I have so many notes. I don't even know where.
Look, I'm sorry. I just have to show you this. Look at these mad, crazy hieroglyphics. Look. This is what she does. This is what she does.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure.
Just saying.
Okay. So, main focus, attention to detail. Continue to try to communicate well and not lose your head. All of the outer planets are trying to slow things down and make us look at everything again. Saturn and Pluto are in a cycle that is finishing up these aspects. 1948,
Oh.
Saturn Pluto, when Israel was birthed.
Yeah.
1982, when there was great unrest. And now this is the last.
Falklands 82.
And this is the last of the third part of that cycle is happening this month, right? So, you could say birth, struggle, and we don't know what's going to happen now. All right. So not only
Hello, Coco.
it's just too much going
And
on.
Kelly. And Luciana.
So Saturn and Pluto have been doing some really rough things, and
Thanks for following us, Melissa.
and Mars is also coming into that. Mars was square Pluto on October 7th,
Oh.
and Mars
That
made
will be, or
this past
this past
year ago, October
A
7th,
year ago,
Mars
oh.
squared. So Pluto is being this crazy
Well, we know
character,
what happened
right?
a year ago on
Right.
October 7th.
Pluto's being this protagonist character, right? Pluto is being a little bit of a see you next Tuesday before it leaves Capricorn. It's taking its last craziness before it moves on into Aquarius. But what we've seen about this tour of Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn, that began in 2008, and you think about Capricorn being the banker and finances and all that kind of stuff, right?
Consolidation of wealth.
Opposing the fourth house of home, and there's been a lot of
Oh, well, we
a
know what
lot of
happened in
unrest and a lot of movement and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Mars was square Pluto on October 7th when this war happened. Mars came back for a harsh aspect May 6th when we had the Rafah offensive. And now Mars is going to make that aspect again on the 25th of September. But I'll talk more about that. I'm trying to keep things to a weekly
Rosh Hashanah,
a
something
weekly
like
bit
that.
because okay.
Yom Kippur, even. I don't know.
So
Oh, Logan's given us a gift
Well,
for Celtica
thank
too.
you, guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
All right. One of the most difficult weeks, though, is this week. So there's a really I just wrote energy that starts on the 4th, right?
Okay.
So I don't want to bore you with talking about semi-squares and all the kinds of aspects. Just understand that the planets are like characters. And they're like characters in a play, I guess. And or in a myth, right? When we read a Mabinogi story or when we go to see a play, it can be pretty dramatic, right? And it can make us feel certain ways by watching this play and taking it to heart. And this next week, the play is going to be one of those, nail biters, right?
Cliffhanger.
Stressful. Oh my God, what's going to happen?
Poor Coco saying, "Oh God, I don't want a rough week. I got to travel." Well,
travel may not be so bad.
You'll be all right.
Not losing your mind, I can't tell you. All right.
Take a deep breath.
So Mars is leaving Gemini, and everybody's been really chatty, even though it was Mercury retrograde, and probably sharing too much information.
Yeah.
But now Mars is moving into Cancer, where we kind of want to watch our overthinking and our aggressive thinking, right? Everybody is not out to get you, right? Don't just blurt something out to kind of counterattack something that wasn't meant to be an attack.
True. That's actually sage advice.
All right,
Is it
so
necessary? Is it true? Is it kind?
And the fourth is going to have that kind of ugh energy. All right. Now, Mercury is squaring Uranus. So there's been this, what's been going on are these sets of things, because something is moving direct and it makes that aspect. And then it moves backwards and it makes the same aspect. And then it goes back over that spot and makes that same aspect again. Okay?
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
All right. So Mercury square Uranus, and the day that happened was the 21st when Biden stepped down. And then it made the aspect again in retrograde during the Democratic Convention week, which was helpful. And now it's going to make that aspect again on the 6th. So I think that the 4th through like the 8th, those 4 days are going to be...
When's the debate?
Not till the 11th.
Is that? Okay.
All right. Or the 12th. I'm not sure which.
Anyway.
I'm only doing this a week at a time.
Okay.
But 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 4 days, wild amounts of information are going to be coming out, right? And the information itself is a combination of Uranus and Al Ghul square Mercury. So here comes this communication that might be harsh and jumbled and chaotic. We have to get to the bottom of it. At the same time, Mars is in Cancer and makes you want to defend your camp. How dare they say that, or how dare they lie about that, or how dare she called my dress ugly, whatever. You've got Saturn.
Whatever pushes your buttons will push your buttons.
Saturn, karma. Then you've also got to understand that a lot of these outer planets that are retrograding are in the death aspect, right? The death degree, the late degree. Uranus 27 degrees. Pluto 29 going into, then it's going to go back into Aquarius later this year. Neptune 29 degrees. It's on its way out. So there's all this
sort of like
giant
the end of the third
shift,
decadent kind
right?
of thing. Yeah.
So it's saying, let's slow down. The outer planet's saying, let's slow down. Let's have a look. What can we do? How can we fix this? How can we reach our dreams and goals and aspirations? How can we fine tune? How can we look at the details? And on the 6th, when all that other crap was happening that I talked about, Mercury is going to be squaring Saturn, and the Sun is going to make a semi-square to Saturn. So, if you have to pick a day to hide under your rock, it's the 6th.
Next week, the beginning of next week, a week from now, so that's going to be the 8th and the 9th, I want to say. Saturn is also going to be crazy bright in the sky.
Well, it's getting highlighted by things.
But, I mean, it's going to stand out. Right. You will see it very well with the naked eye.
Right.
So
Mama bear, be careful not to be mama bear.
Don't rip anybody's
head off.
Literally.
Don't lose your own head.
Don't rip your own head off.
Pay attention to details. Make sure you look for the facts and verify things.
Verify.
And if you have to pick a day to hide under your rock, it's the 6th.
Probably.
All right.
So
and then we start eclipse season, but I'll talk about that
eclipse season. Eclipse season. What could possibly go wrong?
That starts this month too. So honestly, if you thought this year, a second ago, it was May.
Yeah.
And
a second ago, it was Memorial Day.
Those 4 months went by like 4 weeks.
Yeah. Summer was a shot out the cannon, literally.
But let me tell you, this month, October, and up till around the 20th of November, we're just in this the spin cycle. That's how I'll call it. We're in the spin cycle.
In the spin cycle.
Right?
Well, hopefully we'll get dry quick.
We've been working on getting the stains out. We've been washed and pummeled and bleached and whatever else.
I feel I've been soaked for quite a while.
Now we're in the spin cycle. So from now till the middle of November,
could be a bit brisk.
Things are going to move even quicker. You're going to have to really keep calm and carry on. And don't take the bait. Don't
take the bait. That is a really important thing. So I'm going to say this. First off, let me say hi to everybody. There's lots of people zooming by on the TikTok. Thank you for that. Please do share our live. We like that. Please do follow us. We like that too. We're trying to be less of a well-kept secret. And presently we're about to start pulling cards and doing readings. So if you want a reading, just throw us a gift of any kind, anything at all. We'll pull a card for you. All right. So now I want to say that it's like the kind of astrological aspects almost feel like I've seen that play out in my own personal experience these last few days. It's like, I've struggled to make something happen. Then I finally got the idea of it, and then the next one went in just bam, like that. It went in. It's like I got it. It was like such a painful experience. The learning experience was almost interminable, It went on forever and ever and ever and ever.
Till the puzzle piece fit.
And then, hello, Erin. Erin's watching us on the TikTok.
Hi.
Hi.
And Logan's saying that $5 is for a reading for Owen, so that's fine.
Oh, no worries. Absolutely. We can do that. Yeah. So it's kind of good. Because sometimes it does take it. I think maybe there was a degree of hesitancy. What's your PayPal? Well, you don't need to send us a PayPal. Just send us a gift like a rose or something, on the TikTok.
Or go over on YouTube.
Oh, you can go over YouTube. You can do that.
You can go over to our YouTube station because you can give us a...
Yeah, super chats. You can do
YouTube,
that. We're live simultaneously on the tube with you as well. But I know some people just do the TikTok experience, and that's okay. We're trying to get the hang of it, But we wonder if we're stimulating enough for TikTok.
No, we're not, telling you to get carnelian to help yourself be attractive and omitting that it's the pregnancy stone. We're not
meow.
We're not doing all those kind of things. So
meow.
We're not very popular on TikTok.
Yes, right.
Because we're old occultists.
Right. Less of the old.
We're
well seasoned.
We're seasoned.
We're well
occultists.
Seasoned, shall we say?
Yes.
We've many moons have passed us by.
Oh.
So this is cool. We're like, we're doing all right. We may go a little shorter today because we've got 1,000,001 things we need to do. Seriously, but
I've given you important information.
You did. You jammed it in there. You jammed it in there. That's wonderful and all that sort of stuff.
Off we go.
Off we jolly well go. Who is first on the list? I hope you made a list.
I did. I have a list.
Sean, not Sean Connery, is it? Remembering to roll your R's and I do, yes. Just fill your own blanks in, mate. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
It was interesting because we took our druid class yesterday, and Christopher again said, well, anytime you see a white animal, you know that you're going to have some experience with other.
He said, if you don't, run the other way as fast as your legs will carry you.
Yes. There's definitely a download coming for you.
I think so. And you know what? It's all good. You've waited many moons, I think, for this. You've climbed your mountain, and it's interesting now. But just be mindful that the light the hermit holds is not for himself.
I think there's something here about the magic of 9 for Sean as well.
Yes, and I don't know, Pythagoras, and physics and metaphysics and hermetics. If you have that book, An Initiation into Hermetics by Franz Barton.
Oh, good Lord.
You might want to read that. It's hard to come by. I spent ages looking for one because I had to do, when it's part of my witch training, when I was doing ordeals, I had to write up about fluid condensers, and apparently this guy knows something about it. Electrical and magnetic fluids. And so it occurred to me what a fascinating crystal ball. Thank you, it is. It's amethyst. It's lovely. So it occurred to me this is the book I would need, and I spent ages trying to hunt one down. I looked everywhere. They were going for a fortune. Most of them were German, and meine Deutsch ist nicht sehr gut. So I knew I was going to have to struggle if I was going to have to translate it from German. And this one here says, oh, we have that. I have it on the shelf. Enough said.
In hardcover.
There you
Still
go.
Sealed.
There you go.
All right. Magic of 9. Magic of 9. Start thinking about 9. 9.
Stick Erin on the list. She figured out to send us a gift. Thank you, Erin. We got it.
All right. Then we have to go a little quicker.
We're going to go quicker. We're doing fine. It's only 21 minutes.
Yeah, but you...
Gilda wants to know about taking a job specifically.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You've got an hour's worth of people here.
We're not going to do 5-minute readings, are we?
Well, then you have to limit your speaking.
Thanks.
Gilda, should you take the lunch lady job?
I promise not to say Mrs. Elwell.
Shady Sadie, she's a southern lady.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm singing the lunch lady song from Fame. That's what I'm doing.
You are? Okay.
Gilda, it will help you to move forward and get yourself out of a rut.
Yeah.
I think you can handle it. I think that you will enjoy it. And I think that it'll give you, I don't know, a good perspective on things in general. And I think you'll feel like you're closer to your kids during the day too. So
yeah, it's easy to get into a rut, and we did read the interchange you were having with other folks here. I think you and Laura were having quite a chat about that, and it is hard to readjust when you're used to only having 2 minutes to yourself between 23:59 and 00:01. But it's good. It is definitely moving from rough waters to smooth. It's going to give you, I think, a clearer sense of direction. It's almost like putting your feet back in the water. You're not going too far from home here, because this is not a voyage across seas by any stretch of imagination. He's got a punt there, so can't go too far with it. But yeah, I think definitely good for you. Good for your soul. Even if it pays virtually nothing. I think it's for your internal sense of well-being.
all right, you're next up for Savannah.
Savannah. See, now, it's okay. Don't make a meal out of this. It's what I want to say. You're almost bloody there, If you pause for a second and stop making a meal out of it, just pop the ones down, get a grip on them, chuck them on your shoulder. It's going to be an awful lot easier to cart them there. Also, the first time when I saw this, only the other day, this ploughed field really leapt out at me, whatever the word is you say. But yeah, so there's, again, still yet more potential for you to be realised. So have at it. Just get a better handle on things, Don't, remember, we run ting no run we.
Sometimes I see this card as a message to give responsibility back to the people who it belongs to. It's not so much about holding people accountable as it is saying, I've been carrying this for you for a while, and I'm tired. I think that this belongs to you. You take it to the village instead. Okay.
So there.
I'm first for Laura.
Erin wants to know about her happiness, what she does for happiness. So before that scrolls by.
All right. Laura. Same shit, different day. I feel like boundaries are going to be important. And again, you see this guy's head is covered with like I surrender. So yes, surrender and listen, but don't surrender yourself in a way that compromises you.
Yeah, you can learn to compromise without compromising your values, but I think there is a lot, you know, and Gwaidar Palb and Pobis, Yamo Ohid or Rini Yamo Ohid, you know, we're still here. This is in spite of everyone and everything. Your defences are still intact. Nothing has been smashed to the ground. It's okay. Yeah, it might have been a bit rough, but you know, you're still standing. It's okay. And it's good to see that you're actually on the outside of the defences. It's not like you've locked yourself away there. So this is actually quite a positive card, you know? Yeah, we all have crap to deal with. We all have stuff that we feel like we've been through the mill with. But you're still here. You're doing okay. Give yourself a pat on the back. Take a deep breath. Regroup. You'll be okay. It's all good. And hello, Carol.
John Denver has a wonderful song called Sweet Surrender. There's great lyrics in there for inspiration. You're first for Susan.
Susan? Haha, time to go to Sedona, Arizona, if I can even say it. I really feel that you should. I don't know, I feel this is some change in scenery is necessary for you to reconnect you back with your spiritual connection. I think you've got drug a little bit into the mundane of late and having to deal with, you know, the crap. And unfortunately, you know, sometimes, I know, you know, I always say wherever you go, there you are. But I think sometimes, you know, even if it's just going for a little hike outside, you know, something that's going to help you clear the crap, you know, get the wind in your hair, you know, and let the cobwebs blow. That's it. Blow the cobwebs out. That's the word I was looking for.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay. I think there is going to be a huge amount of very emotional information for you to process. And it's really important that you take the high ground and that you look at the details and that you don't get drug into some sort of pissing match.
Oh, that's never
that
good.
That you take your time. And even if you have to go the legal route, you get things done the right way.
So there. Ooh, now.
All right. Oh, Carol did show up. See that?
I did. I said
John Denver has so many great songs. I love it. All right. Helena.
You loved his album with the Muppets.
Helena. I feel like you think somebody's gotten one over on you. And for right now, you might feel like you don't have any weapons. But if you could get through this week and hold on to your dignity, you'll be okay.
Erin, no, you got a ways yet. We've got a bunch of people in front of you, I'm afraid. Just hold on there. We'll get to you. We will.
4, 5, 6.
So
6 more before you, Erin.
So, yeah. I mean, it's obvious that somebody somewhere here has definitely capitulated. They've lost the fight, you know. They've dropped their swords. They have no real desire to go. But I sense this individual's coming along and maybe with a cup of tea, you know, we'll pick everything up, we'll dust them down, we'll have a cup of tea, we'll get back on with it kind of thing. So I feel in some way you need to do that to yourself because you are playing all of the characters in this card right now. You feel a little crushed. You feel like, you know, somebody's stolen your thunder and you've lost the will to fight. But you need to persuade yourself that you need to just get back on with it. And you have got it. You know, you've got it. You're all right. There's nothing here you can't handle. Just but you've got to be responsible for remoralizing yourself, because I think you're a little demoralized right now, if that makes any sense at all. Hopefully it does.
All right, you're
Right.
first for Cass.
Janice, hello Janice,
Hi,
welcome.
first time here. Welcome,
Oh, thank
welcome.
you. Yes.
We do readings for super chats or channel members.
Is it me or is it you?
You are first for Cass.
Oh, for Cass. Hello, Cass. Ha ha.
Saturn.
Yeah, you may feel like you are a little restricted right now, and I know that can be annoying for us kind of Leo types who really don't do well at sitting down and studying and learning and having to assimilate to new information. We want things, yeah. Dear Lord, grant me patience, but I want it now, kind of thing. But it's okay. There is this flash of inspiration that's coming down is really tremendously beneficial, and it's, I almost feel it's like you attaining a different kind of knowledge, or a deeper knowledge, a deepening of your knowledge, but you've got to slow down and stop to allow yourself the time to assimilate that information.
That's so funny. Okay.
I do funny, don't I?
No, I'm just saying, like, what you... the lady the other day was saying, oh, could I take a picture of my cards because I want to show my daughter when I get home. She reads. And I said, well, you can. However, if you took this same one card to the 9 different readers here, they would each tell you something else. Not that the card has 9 different meanings, but each person is going to see something different. So I see this as removing the noose from around your neck. And again, it's grabbing hold of that inner planet energy, the sun, the moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, and Jupiter to some extent, and pushing forward. Sometimes the things that we see in our path as restrictions, we can easily move through. And I feel that's what's happening.
There you go then.
I'm first for Peggy.
Hello, Peggy. How are you?
Peggy is getting a move on. Peggy, pay close attention to things that are coming in either the snail mail or the email, or some messages that you're receiving, right? So a voicemail, an email, a letter that comes in the mail. I think there's something very transformative in the information that you don't want to just disregard as spam. So if you get something from some place that you don't recognize, or a call that you think is just another come on and buy your
extended car warranty.
Yeah. Just try to filter to find the thing that's important.
Yeah, exactly. Could be, you're a beneficiary of a class action, and those things look like junk mail sometimes, but it could be a few bucks. I feel, again, ideas. This to me is like assimilation of ideas, and I think there's something coming here which is really, really useful for you. So do pay close attention to the messages, because it may be fleeting, because this is a very fast moving card. So it may temporarily, it may be fleeting, it may be like a flash, like a little flash, but don't ignore it, okay?
All right. You're first for Anna Marie.
Anna Marie. Who we got?
Hang
Anna
in there,
Marie.
just a couple more,
Look,
Aaron.
we got the King of Wands. Just looky here. Look.
You will respect my authority.
Well, you could say it's Cartman on his big wheel, but this to me is the King of Wishful Thinking. This King of Wishful Thinking. But if you don't have wishful thinking, if you don't have the ability to have aspirational thinking, you will aspire to nothing. So it is okay to have aspirations. It is okay. But understand that whilst a wish is good, if you put a plan behind it, put a plan to your idea, it's starting to take on some solidity. So don't just stop at the wish. Would be my advice. Don't just stop at the wish.
I feel like this has something to do with some legal documents that are being signed. I don't know why. It's not one of the cards I use for that, but I'm getting this energy that something that may have been started in the springtime, March, April time of year, is finally coming to solidification, or finally coming to a place where it's signed on the dotted line, done and dusted in a very positive way.
Mercury's direct. It's okay to sign contracts now.
All right, I'm first for Logan.
Logan! Comes with musical.
Divine child of the divine mother.
Mabon ap Modron.
There is a release here. Again, we have this energy of the exalted prisoner, one who thinks they are stuck inside in the dark, but that they really do have the potential to break the seed covering and see the sun again. So I think a cycle is coming to an end / beginning. And, now the next round is going to happen.
Yeah, it's really interesting that in terms of actual physical timing, this represents 0 degrees Aries, or specifically the vernal, the greening equinox.
But we're coming for the autumnal equinox.
But what's portrayed on this card is Mabon ap Modron, which is Mabon, of course, is the autumnal equinox. So is that weird kind of dichotomy across the wheel. But strangely enough, the energies are very similar. The energies are very, very similar. But understand this wall here, okay? This wall.
Yes, one door opens, another closes, and hi, this ain't no disco.
Well, it isn't a disco, actually. Although she just did some musical accompaniment to the card when she pulled it. But, moving on. That's it. It's okay. If you're familiar, I don't know how much of the Mabinogi you've read, but if you would care to dive into the tale of Kilhok and Olwen, Mabon is the exalted prisoner who is imprisoned in Gloucester, so it happens, in a prison in Gloucester. And the tale of the 5 oldest animals to actually find Mabon and free him is one of the most fascinating. It's a tale within a tale, but there are many tales within the tale of Kilhok and Olwen. It's an epic just by itself. But just think about how he is freed, how he's stuck with this great lamenting, but he's freed, And who builds the walls of the prison, that contain us? What is that prison that contains us? So I think you've gotten almost comfortable in your own psyche, for want of a better word. And I think you're being challenged now to expand your thoughts and go a little beyond where you've been before. And this is good. This is what's called growth.
All right, you're first for Owen, and then Aaron, you're up next.
All right, Owen, let's have a look. What we got for you? Hey,
victory.
This card does not suck by any stretch of the imagination. Ikemi Sori conquered. This is sure sign of victory. It's the victory card, and it is quite apt and appropriate for you. I don't know the ins and outs of your history, but I sense things may not have been as easy as they could have been for you. But I think that's all changing, and changing for the good. So it's okay. You're allowed to have things go right.
Right. So see, this guy covered himself in a strong colored energy and got on this horse, which horse are sovereignty, claimed his sovereignty, and moved forward into a place of victory. And that pretty much says it all. So I think that these next 6 months are going to be very, very important for you, and earning your own way, earning your respect and self-respect, and just kind of getting back your sovereignty. I know that's usually a word that we use regarding the land or the queen, but men can certainly reclaim
self-sovereignty. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I think this is a really positive bit of work that you're doing. All right, Aaron. Aaron on the tick of talk.
She's feeling defeated, poor thing.
Aaron, there's always hope.
Lost. There is.
Yeah, this is the card of hope.
It absolutely
All right.
is.
So the first thing this card suggests is that you maintain a balance between what is real and what is perceived, right? She has one hand pouring water into the lake, into her dreams, into her intuition, into her esoteric spiritual self, into her thoughts and hopes and wishes. She has one hand pouring water onto the earth, onto reality, the foundation of where she's going to grow those other things. And she's understanding all the cosmic forces, all those planets there around the sun. She's understanding the cosmic forces that help to grow both of those things. So how you feel is how you feel. So if you decide to find the light and happiness and balance, then you will feel lighter and happier and more balanced. If you decide to feel stuck or upset, then you will feel stuck and upset. So seek to find a balance. Give yourself some Reiki. Get yourself moving in a positive direction.
Absolutely. And Mara, if you have a question, just throw us a gift if you want a card pulled. So I love this card, Aaron. This card has so many similarities, if you will, almost like with the Ace of Cups. So whilst this is obviously the Aquarian card, the star card here, it has a deep meaning. And the similarity between this and the Ace of Cups is the 5 streams. You'll note there are 5 streams coming out onto the earth here. If I bring it closer, I'll try not to burn my hands off. You will see there are 5 streams coming out there. And obviously your 4 are like earth, air, fire and water, your basic building blocks. But then your 5th one is spirit. Spirit. What about your spirit? Because, when all of the ills of the world, when everything, all of the horrors came out of Pandora's box, the one thing that remained was hope. And this card speaks of hope. Hope doesn't say, oh, I've got my solution completely, I've got it all sorted, because then your problem's fixed if you know what it is. But hope is just like, I may not see it right now, but I know there's a fix. And that, knowing there's a fix, turns your focus in from desperation and, like, as you say, defeated or deflated, like your spirit is crushed. This gives your spirit opportunity to breathe, This says, oh yeah, maybe.
Where do you want to focus your energy? How do you want to move forward? Where would you be happy? What's going on? How do you make that happen?
Exactly, because your happiness is down to you.
Yep, yeah. But you have to have a focus, right? If you just think, I'm stuck, then so you're stuck.
What you focus on is what comes into focus as well.
And that goes for everybody listening. It
does. It's a hugely important card. And there's so much, believe me, negative energy can feed on itself. Whereas positive energy takes a little more focus. It really does. But good enough to know, whilst you may not know what the fix is, there is a fix. And that's good enough just to set that whole process in motion, where you take a breath, you exhale, you go, okay, all right, let's just work this out, And when you start moving towards something, when you start to explore, what is it that, what floats me bibby, whatever they say. Floats me boat, gets me bibby, whatever.
What hits your bibby?
I'm sorry, I will mix many metaphors later. We'll have some metaphor soup. But you know what I mean. Think about what it is. What's your thing, And just thinking about your thing will actually bring positive energy to you too. All right?
You're first for Carol.
Hello, Carol.
Ooh.
So just keep your eye on the details. Don't forget something. Don't let up your focus.
Don't let your enemies steal your thunder.
Exactly.
The things that you perceive are your enemies, and I don't necessarily mean people.
No. It could be circumstance. It could be whatever. but it's necessary for you to just simply do what's necessary here, but keep your eye on the price, because what's going on here, you know, that big orders group with the general here briefing his officers, and, you know, tomorrow we're going to have this amazing military action they'll write about for years, but this urchin's stealing all the swords, so what are they going to do? You know, they ain't going to be able to wage war on anybody.
Swords represent that control, that feeling of control.
So just pay attention. Pay attention. Make sure you got your ducks in a row. They haven't gone off and starting to pull up your crabgrass and all that sort of stuff, or watercress, or whatever ducks eat. You know what I mean? There you go.
All right. What I think is really interesting that we sometimes miss about this card is that there is a red hat. Crown chakra is covered with that passion and desire and Martian-like energy to push, push, push.
Oh, there's plenty of Mars around.
And the feet are covered in red. So from head to toe, this person is working on protection, control, and managing all of these things that are in their care to carry. And even though they may be perceived as stolen, we don't know. You know, we always think, oh, this guy is stealing the gifts and possessions because he's one of the only characters dressed in brown. But what if he's delivering these swords to the army?
I hadn't thought about that one.
You know, maybe
I take it's taken to showing adverts. I have no control over that.
All right.
If you've suddenly lost us, we apologise.
Carol, make lists, keep track, and just focus on the good stuff, and let your passion drive you forward.
Simply do what is necessary.
All right. Now we're going to have a card of the week.
Card of the week. Card of the week.
And I'm going to speak for a few seconds, and he's going to speak for 10 minutes.
She berates me frequently.
Yeah, he looks really troubled, doesn't he?
All
right, broken. Card of the week.
Broken. I'm crushed.
Ah.
Of all of the things that is apt and appropriate for the card
we end
this
where
week.
we began, in a sense.
Yes.
Do not lose control.
No.
Right? You are the person who has the ultimate last word with yourself about how to react or respond. And because of all the crazy that's happening this week, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, really allow yourself to respond and not react. Think it through. Does this make sense? Why would this be happening? What is the lesson here? How can I take advantage of these gifts?
Well, she said she's going to speak for a few seconds, and I am now going to speak for another week. No, I'm not, actually. I'm not. This simply is about wresting back the sword of control. But remember that nobody has any power over you unless you cede it to them. Okay? And there is much going to play upon your emotions and good auspices this week that will challenge you, that will make you want to perhaps lose your head and take somebody through a rather brisk and painful walk through the Garden of Enlightenment. However, before you do that, okay, just ask yourself, is it necessary? Is it true? Is it kind? Okay? Yes, this sort of control is probably more saying be in control of yourself this week. Je suis le conducteur, you know. I'm driving. You know.
Yeah, it's really kind of the theme for the month, right? Think of Uranus pushing Al Ghule's button. Beep. I'll be right there. Beep. I said I'll be right there. Beep, 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 for the whole entire month. You cannot lose your shit. You're going to have to somehow disconnect the button, you know?
Yeah, especially if the person at the door is from the publisher's clearinghouse with a check for $50,000 and you just blew their head off with a shotgun. So just really, really, really be in control this week, okay? It is so important.
Don't lose your composure.
Don't lose your rag. Don't lose your composure. Don't lose your head. Exercise good. You remember
and good communication.
Yes, discretion
Attention
is the better
details.
part of the...
Yeah.
And listening is a vital part of communication.
And then if the person really pisses you off, you have the sword, you can just behead them.
Well, there is that. But, you know, we do not urge violence in any... No. Cancel. We don't urge violence in any form. So
Well,
so
maybe
there
it's just the finger that they have on the button that you get rid of.
maybe just unwire the button.
There you go.
Then they're just going to wear their finger
Defuse
out.
them. All
They're
right.
just going to wear their finger
But
out.
honestly,
All right.
stay calm and carry on.
Yep.
They're not out to get you.
They aren't.
Don't be paranoid.
They aren't.
Take your time.
Alrighty.
Assess the details. Respond, don't react.
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
Off to the races we go.
And ain't we got it? We've got so much to do this week. Well, today. We're going to try and fit a week
This
into
week,
today.
but today.
Yeah,
So
no,
much
we've got a
printing and all
lot to
kinds
do.
of things.
Oh, look, she's made smoke signals.
There you go.
We shall divine in the smoke for a change. Guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I am so sorry if you're...
We're only
if you're-
9 minutes, you know.
Well, no, if your viewing experience was because apparently
Screwed up by ads.
they've decided they've removed control of the adverts from me because they obviously don't like the fact I kept cancelling the adverts. So we do many apologies. We do. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for
Peace.
joining us on the Tick of Talk. We will see you same bat channel, same.
And I'll
bat
talk
time
about next week.
next week.
All
All
right.
right. Do tell your friends, share everything, and thank you for watching. Off we go. Bye. And goodbye to you.
Tubes of
goodbye
you.
to you on the Ubik Tube. The Ubik Tube. Tube of you. Whoever.
You'll be
Bye,
all right.
you all right.
Don't worry.
11 hours, 19 minutes.